Dinner time. Baked beans. Walmart brand, right out of the can. It's what I'd eat at home probably anyways. What's the difference? Except fire, lake, tent. It's a little better. So last night I packed my car up and I was going to go take off, disappear for the weekend after work today. Today's Friday. I couldn't sleep last night. Tossed and turned. I don't know what the dreams were. They're forgotten. But I had some stupid dreams. I know they're stupid because they made me mad and I couldn't sleep. Whatever they were. Whatever little sleep I did get, my alarm went off at 5:30 this morning to get up, get ready for work. I decided right then and there, call into work. I'm going to have a horrible headache all day. I'm going to be tired. It's no good. Personal day, mental health day. So I called in, said, using a personal day. Went back to sleep for about an hour, got up, got in the car, drove north. So the plan was, I decided as I got in the car, because I didn't know where I was going before that, I was going to go to a little brook trout stream that I knew in the Silver Lakes Wilderness area of the Adirondacks. It's too early to fish these streams still, really. But I'd rather walk these little streams than anything else. So I drove an hour and a half to this spot. Only I made it within about a quarter mile of the spot before I found the road was closed. State has not opened it from the winter yet, from what I can tell. Or it's washed out or something. It's closed. So then I made the command decision to drive back east through the Adirondacks an hour and 20 minutes to a place that is only 45 minutes from my house. This is how I do things sometimes. These are actually really good. So normally I come up to this lake. If I come up here in the summer, there's too many people. This place is loud, it's obnoxious. It's just close enough to Utica and Herkimer that everybody comes up here now. I don't like it. I usually camp a couple miles down the road on Black River. But there's nobody up here with all this stuff going on. All the social distancing. Nobody's even camping. Yeah, maybe it's early. It's going to be below freezing tonight. There's probably going to be ice on the shoreline when I wake up in the morning. Whatever. It's everybody else's loss. So normally I drive around this lake a lot farther. Grab a campsite that's away from everybody. But since there's nobody here, and I wanted to fish this river that's right at the end of this dirt road, a few hundred yards away, I grabbed the first site that's right near the check-in booth. I had a new DEC ranger, state ranger, stop by a little while ago. His name's Dylan, young guy. He's only been here since February. He's from down in the Catskills. Really nice guy. He pulls up and we talk for a little bit and he says, you know, there's a lot nicer campsites down the lake a little farther. I told him, yeah, I know. I want to be closer to the walking distance to the river. So I walked the river today. Nothing. I walked quite a ways. A little farther than I've ever gone. I've had some good days up here. It's brook trout. Ooh, look, there's a big chunk of bacon. Bacon makes everything better. This is one of the first places I ever came close to seeing a moose, I was down at the other end of the lake, camping in a spot by myself, like I am now, during hunting season. I brought my canoe up, and I was cruising around the lake. Other people are up here to hunt. I didn't hunt. I still don't hunt. I used to hunt. I don't hunt anymore. I fish now. That's it. But I was walking the shoreline, and I looked down and I see this big track in the mud. And because it was so big, and it was a hoof, my mind immediately registered, well, it's not a deer and it's a huge hoof, it's a cow. And then my mind immediately told my mind, you're an idiot. There's no cows up here. That's a moose. So I got excited. And I looked for some other tracks, and I found where the tracks went into the woods off the shoreline. And then I looked down at the first track, and it was filling up with water. And I knew, man, the moose was right there someplace. So I started to walk into the woods. I was going to follow it and find it and see it. I wanted to see a moose. Until I realized that it's hunting season, and everybody was up here to hunt. And if there's something big and brown wandering around through the woods, I probably should not be following it. But I finally saw my first Adirondack moose this morning. Why? Because I drove an hour and a half in a different direction to find a campsite that I couldn't get to because the road was closed. And on my way back, I had a moose across the road in front of me. I didn't get a good look at it, but I saw enough. It was a moose. My first Adirondack moose sighting. Finally. I know they're around here. It'd be awesome to see one cross the road or swim across the lake, but I'll take a moose at a distance crossing the road in front of my car any day. That was very cool. Super cool. So cool that I will be celebrating with some Templeton rye to my first moose sighting in the Adirondacks. You'd think I would have seen one by now. It's not like I don't come up here. Throw some wood on the fire. Well, that was my first. I know there's going to be some people that watch this and are actually grossed out because I'm eating baked beans out of the can. Let me tell you something. They do taste good. But if I can't convince you of that, let me give you words of wisdom that I was told when I was younger. When it comes down to it, it's just got to make a turd. That's what I said. Doesn't matter what it tastes like. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just got to make a turd. But this actually tastes good. There's nothing wrong with baked beans out of the can. Probably keep the tent warm later tonight too. I haven't heard it, but there's a loon on the lake. I'm waiting for it to call out again while I'm doing this so you can hear it. It's pretty awesome. If you've never heard a loon in the Adirondacks, that is what the Adirondacks sounds like. If the Adirondacks has a soundtrack, it's a loon calling on a lake. It's awesome. There's nothing like it. I feel like I cheated a little bit grabbing this campsite. the car is only 15 feet behind the camera, but I like to get a little farther away. There's a campsite at the end of the lake that you got to park the car on the dirt road and walk in about 75 yards. But I wanted to walk to the river, and that campsite's miles that way, so I didn't do it. So, oh yeah, flies. While I was standing here talking to the ranger, all of a sudden we stopped talking and looked at each other, and we were staring at each other through a cloud of flies. They are here. It is time. They'll go away because it's going to freeze tonight. But we're really close. It's too early for the brook trout. I've been told by old timers the way it works is when the buds on the trees are the size of squirrel's ears, that's when the brook trout start biting. Well, there are no buds on the trees up here yet. There are no squirrel's ears. So I'm here just to get away. To my first Adirondack moose sighting. Little bugs are probably going to drop in that, get drunk, die. It's more protein. It'll make a turd. I got nothing else for this video. So, I'm going to shut the camera off. Next time, maybe I'll tell a better story. What you can get out of this one is the whole lesson of, doesn't matter what it looks like or what it tastes like. It's only got to make a turd. Use it. You'll get people to laugh, but it's the truth. I'm going to throw some more wood on the fire and drink some rye. Maybe I'll fish someplace else tomorrow. Maybe I'll just sit here and drink some rye. See you next time. Those are geese, not the loon. Damn it.